So far the campaigns are going well. I have finished 8 sub-counties out of 12. I was in Kagomo, visited all of the parishes in Kagomo. I went to Goligoli, visited all of the parishes. I went to Kenkebo, visited all of the 7 parishes. I went to Kirika, visited all of the 7 sub-counties, the parishes, and I went to Nabiswa. I completed Nabiswa. The level of reception is exciting. The expectations that people have of me are worrying. I've been asking my family and my friends, what do people expect me to do that they are giving me this kind of reception? The campaigns we are doing in Kabweri is not for a parliamentary member of parliament. It's not for a member of parliament. It's actually, it looks like it's a presidential. Because I last saw this when I used to escort my comrade, Dr. Kiza Besige, where people sweep the roads, and they are overwhelmed by joy. I think that my opponent has taken long to realize that the support he got in 2021 has shifted. And the question that one of the security agents in this district asked me today is that what is the Honorable Member of Parliament expecting? Why has he not taken leave early enough to save his money and time? And I can tell you, as a researcher I've watched, there is no single parish, there is no single zone where my opponent seems to be closer to me. They are distant. They are very distant. And my prayer is that these elections are free and fair, and that there is no violence, there are no attempts to rig, because an attempt to rig or to cause chaos in this election will attract the utmost response. That one I am very prepared to protect the people's win. I have sealed all the corners. Nobody, no one will come and rig these elections. I will do everything humanly possible to protect these elections. My research gives me between 82 to 89%. The security report which I have access to is giving me 89 to 92%. And it's obvious when you go on the ground. It's very obvious. It's only somebody who is not realistic who has failed to realize this. Even in Nabiswa, where my opponent comes from, the parish where he comes from, I will defeat him by 1 o'clock on 17th. By 1 o'clock. It's when he will realize that he should have given up a long time ago. So I am happy with the reception. I am only concerned about the kind of expectation people have. And I hope government will provide these services that people think I can be able to lobby from government. Because I can tell you, people have realized that they need an effective representation. They need an affirmative action on all the 360, education, health, roads, poverty. People expect that. And when I talk about it, you look at the people crying. There is a village we went to here in Kabweri yesterday. Old men who saw me when I was growing up as a young person were tearing. You were there. He's an old man who held on on me and was saying, "This is the boy we used to see walking naked. You have now come to save us." There is a lot of expectation. And I call upon government to really to design, we shall together design an affirmative action to see that we transform this community. And I've told people that don't judge me by the number of months, the number of years, the number of terms that I will serve you. Just judge me by the kind of transformation we shall start, and we shall maintain that transformation for as long as it is, and as long as it can be. Roads, schools. There are schools where I went, I think this was in one of the sub-county of Goligoli, where you find a school in the 21st century. People still sit on bricks. Bricks. In the parents and the children themselves, you look at them, very miserable. Poverty. People are asking themselves, since when did the Karamoja overtake us in terms of wealth rating? Because Karamoja used to be regarded as, a dimensional poor area. Now they are selling stones, they are selling stone dust, they are selling. Their level of performance in terms of GDP per capita contribution seems to be overtaking ours. And actually that is a worrying situation, because in this community of ours, there is no economy. They sell nothing, they work for a stomach. And until when we design an intervention that allows these people to earn a living, but also to have a saving and be able to develop themselves, this community will remain a laughing stock. And this is, it traverses across the whole of Bukid up to Butaleja. These brothers and sisters of mine grow rice. They spend 6 months in the rice garden. There are 6 people, and they, at best what they can do are 500 kilos of rice. Each kilo is 2,000 shillings. 2,000 times 500 is 1 million. Divide by 5 people, divide by 6 months, you can get the image of what these people can have. So what brings me down here is, how can we have an affirmative action? Government affirmative action. 1, to fight poverty. Of course they have come with PDM, but the PDM is a drop in an ocean. We need real activity, we need a real industrialization within this community. And I've said about this industry in Bulangira. It's a very big factory. Can we start with that? So that our people, the young people, can go there and work, because it can employ up to 3,000 people in 24 hours. So government puts money there, the factory starts to work, people begin to earn. As we look at other interventions that can, create a semblance of this community has got all the politicians, the likes of Kamba Sale, the likes of Namyango. They created a parallel groups. You are either with this group or the other. You can't be in both. The Honorable Namyango does not allow any association. You associate with the other person, you are an enemy. And that kind of politics has polarized, this community for a long time. In fact, I've said, until when we remove those, we weed out all of those old politicians, we allow new breed of leaders to come up, Kibuku remains polarized. This experience is not in Budak. It's not in Butebu. It is basically here. And the people who created this polarization are Honorable Kambasade, who left. He's no longer here. Now, the ones who is maintaining it is Honorable Namyango, who continues to to create that politics of polarization. And I can tell you, it's the only district where you have members of parliament who has never gone to the council of the district. In 5 years, they don't. They have done 27 sittings in the council, in Kiboko. She has never been there. Members of parliament have never been there. We have 3 members of parliament, by the way. We have Honorable Namyangu, we have Kinobere, we have Honorable Mugole. The 4th member of parliament is the Honorable Yakatonda. He's the 4th for workers. But they have never sat in this council to say, okay, councillors, what are the issues that we should take to parliament? The question I have, where do they get the issues that they present to the people? Remember, we are in a representative democracy, a delegated authority. Delegated authority requires of you to consult. And we've suffered, we've wavered through that kind of politics. In fact, my message across is that let's weed out all these guys. See, for me, my point is effective representation. Effective representation requires of you to have a work plan, that this is what we shall do. That's number 1. Number 2, to identify the resource source. The Ministry of Agriculture has been allocated this number of billions. And you go during the budget alignment and you demand for that. That the Ministry of Education has been allocated this amount of money for construction of classes, for example. And you go and you demand for that. And the Ministry of Education has been allocated this amount of money for recruitment of teachers. And you go and you demand for that. I have been with you in one of the schools, one of the primary schools. These children arrive at this school at 8. They have eaten nothing. They don't get breakfast. They have carried nothing from their home. They don't eat lunch. It was about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. They were all as hungry as you could see them. We judge them of the performance. Can they remember what was taught at 10? Remember, I asked there's a guy I asked you what was taught to you. He couldn't even remember because he was hungry. One of the issues that we must tackle is that the feeding in school should be addressed as policymakers. We should address this. The feeding of teachers. Teachers are as hungry as the children they are teaching. I sat in the car. I saw people in the rain. I tried to tell them, go. Let's get out of the rain. They refused to go out. When I came out, I asked them, why are you in the rain? They said, because we have realized that you can only be the one to help us. That kind of statement is good, but it also worries me. The level of expectation is so high. It's what I told the president when we met. I told him, I do not want to stick my head out if the government is not willing to work on my proposals. And I am happy that he proposed. He promised that he will work on them. I am only hoping that when I mention something to him, he should be able to, to support it.
Your advice to your opponent?
My advice to opponent is that take it cool. This is a game. I know that I have defeated you. I know that no matter what you do, you can't defeat me. If you are planning to cheat, I will catch you at that point. If you are planning to bring hooligans, I will defeat them. No matter what you do, I have come, my time has come. The best thing he would have done is to, to step aside and say, okay, let me wait for the future. Let him take it easy. Like he has defeated others in the past, this is my time to defeat him to the extent.